Alright, good evening everyone. This is our Sunday planning session. We are now rebranding our live stream to Soul of the Market. Okay, this is now called Soul of the Market. We are no longer T3 live stream because that belongs to someone else. And today, or tonight rather, we are going to discuss on our planning sessions, and then after that we're going to have our topic on common shares versus preferred shares. If you're not hearing me quite well, I think I'm going to remove my mask later on. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Let me share my screen right now. And of course with my topic. Let me launch Chart Nexus. Okay. Can you hear me quite well? Okay, launch. So let's move first to the index and see how the previous market week has performed and taken shape. Alright, this is the index as of last week. Okay, so from the swag perspective and the parabolic SAR and the Manifesto index, where do you think the index is now going? Okay, chill. Chill. Let me do my thing. Okay. SMA 20 over EMA 13. No. EMA 13 over SMA 20 crossing over at this point. Let me encircle that. Let's go to drawing tools. Let's do a free hand. Right. What's going on here? I want a red color. Yeah. Yeah. We get a crossover. So when that happened, what's next? Something like that. And then hours ago, something like this. right? Is that what we're seeing in the next few weeks? 619, 6198, 6113, 59. So we're heading that direction. And then the money flow index, what? Funds are moving out. All right. No, I'm not. Anonymous Philippines. Diba? I am the faceless trader renaissance. You see, does it look familiar? Right? Okay. So that's where our index might be going in the next few weeks. Once the swag crosses over, the death cross. It's easy to tell, right? At least you have the feeling of what's going to happen. The next, on our planning session, of course, with that in mind, let's go to the top movers from last week. Of course, everybody's okay, later on. Of course, nobody's watching IS in the past few days, right? But if you're using swag, you should have entered at this point. Around 112, around that 120, 112, around that price range, because the SMA 20 and EMA 13 is already telling you that, and the money flow index indicated that the fund is already going in from what? From the oversold level. So, and then the parabolic SAR has already changed direction. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you don't need to look for any story, because the story will come right after here. Diba? What's going on right now in several Facebook groups? They're talking about IS on this period, not on this period. Diba? Ayos ba? So we're not going on IS. So if you're not able to chase IS right now, what are you going to do? At this point, it is risky to enter IS, to be honest. Looking at the chart, looking at the price action, unless you know someone inside, or unless you know the operator of this stock, you can play IS. But if you're just one of the retail technical traders, you should be able to see the swag, the parabolic SAR, and the money flow index ahead of the rest. At what date? January 22. Okay. So you should not be you should have a PM me or ping me during this time, not during this time. You don't ask me kung pwede pang humabol, or if you want to go in at this time, because I cannot really guarantee your loss. Okay, okay, as long as you know, again, as long as you know who's operating this, then just play it, because somehow this stock doesn't have a particular pattern. So it will take a genius, technical analyst to really play around this stock without knowing anyone. To be really, really honest. Same thing as this one. Some people are watching the delayed video. There's another URL for the live telecast. I can't go through it right now. Hold on. MPI, same thing. There's a lot of noise with MPI, but if you're going to look at it, the swag happened January 25. The money flow index is the healthy level of in between 80 and 20, in the middle of overbought and oversold. Okay, so right now just wait for the reversal, because the parabolic side is about to reverse from bullish to bearish, but the swag is not going to cross yet, so just wait for it to reverse, and everything will just going to drop accordingly. Manila mining again. Manila mining is not really a trending stock if you look at it. So just follow the leader, follow the operator if you know anyone. PA or Pacifica. So what do you think? Money flow index is going down, meaning the fund is going out. Parabolic SAR is still bullish. EMA 13 is over SMA 20. Just a break, hold on. Hi. Alright, where we are right now. Sorry about the interruption and sorry about the bandwidth. No sorry about the bandwidth. That's not our problem. So let's move on to Pacifica. And then we have LC. Likewise LC. Wait for the pullback, wait for the swag death cross, wait for the money flow index to go down to 20% oversold, then you can buy back. CEI, if you were able to come in at this point, it's okay, but if not, then forget it. Okay. OV, likewise. Wait for the pullback. Wait for the oversold to 20%. Wait for the PISA reversal if you're really interested with this stock. Okay. Swifts. Swift Food, sorry. It used to be Swifts. Likewise, if you're able to enter before January 26, then you're just good to go, you're just good to sit. Money flow index going up, meaning there's still a good opportunity to come in, but it's very risky. Where else? PHA. Okay, I think this is PHA's bottom already. Let's check. No, not yet. But if you're really interested with this stock, you can just go and trade the ranges. CP. MCP money flow index moving in, coming in. We just have a swag cross. This is a death cross, and then we have a parabolic SAR on the base region. Okay, so we're expecting this to go down on 1.8, 1.6, something like that. So that is just an expectation, not really something that might happen. Okay. Invest. Same thing. If you like this stock, you can go in. Ali. This is all the regions that I'm circling. This should be the entry point before this circle. Money flow index is going down. Wait for the oversold level below 20%, then you can buy back. PLC, again, wait for the pullback. BHI, likewise. At this point, so now you can actually begin to realize the swag trading system always depend on the crosses. FNI, so let me check if your stream still okay. Are we still okay? Okay. Prime Orion Philippines, or POPI. There was a press release last week on POPI with the regarding its partnership with Ayala or something like that. So it's a good news, right? So now people are learning they have to sell on good news. So money, the fund is going out. Parabolics are already reversed. So we're now on the bearish region. We're heading to the bearish region. So wait for the pullback. Maybe when the oversold level below 20%. Petron. Likewise, Petron. Looks like Petron is in the exhaustion period. Same thing. Same thing. No need to rush. Just wait for the pullback. Everything. Maybe you're expecting 6 or something like that, but it will take a while. DNL, likewise, if you got in here, you can take profit in here or here because the parabolic SAR is now reversing. So it may go back to the 7.6 price level. Ionics. Okay, Ionics. I think a lot of traders are trapped or ipit at 3.8 or 4 and wanting to go out. So there's no comforting news about Ionics, but just to sit down and hold it because this is not a basura stock, and some genius or some geniuses already declared that we are in the basura season. Maybe they are right. Mega World, money flow index going out, fund is going out. Okay, you can buy back at 3.2, 3.4. Yeah. Alliance, really, if you're interested in this kind of stocks which aren't trending, just go in and accumulate. But make sure you accumulate at the oversold level below 20%. Davin. Okay, Davin, money flow index, the fund is going in. You can go in at your own risk. The swag already crossed, the parabolic SAR already reversed into the bullish region. So this is quite exciting for Davin. But really the exciting part for Davin is at this level. That's why when you see a swag pattern like this one, something like this, with the parabolic SAR closing into the price bar, be ready to get in. And then the money flow index, you can see the money flow index right here, where the fund is going up, where the fund is going in. Be ready to ride on. Okay, you should have cash, or you should have a purchasing power to get in. Otherwise, open your mouth, nga, dito ka. Diba? Panoorin mo na lang. DMCI, likewise, swag signal came in. Parabolic SAR, change direction, money flow index, the fund came in. So now the fund is going out, meaning they already taking profits. So wait for the pullback and then buy back. TAPER or TA. This is TA. All right. TA, money flow index. The fund is coming in, but this is late. I think the big funds are quite late for this run, because they should have come in from here, average down a bit, play a bit, but actually nobody's going to play. Even the most talented trader will not going to do that. Unless you know someone. LCB, likewise. The swag crossover came at this point. So there's no need to chase at this point. Uni, same thing right here. Parabolic SAR reversed from here. Money flow index, the fund came in and then went out, and probably will stay until 32 or 31. SMPH, fund is going out, wait for the 20% oversold, then you can buy back. That's how it is. And the rest, Energy Development Corporation. Wait, let me check my chat, what's going on. Just reading the chat. Let me reply. Let me reply. Yeah, nasa tone na yun. It's in tune. It's in tune, all right, on 440 hertz, the frequency of human energy. Yes, meron pa. I'm still talking. I'm still talking, all right. So our final stock is EDC. EDC likewise, January 18, but actually you should have entered at 5.21, and the money flow index, the fund is going up. But eventually the fund will go out because the price action is going down. But interestingly, the fund is still going in. Okay, so that's not yet complete. Our planning session is still on. So after that, since we don't have a specific stock to play with or to really enter into, because all of those stock is already trending, and they are trending after a buy signal. Most of those movers are already trending after a buy signal, and most of those movers has already released their news. Now, my concern right now is my lighting. Oh gosh. Yan. So after looking at the chart, our next step is, since we're not going to do anything in the market, because all of our calls and all of our previous plans were already executed. So punta tayo sa Facebook. Let's go to Tirador. Since we don't have anything to do in the actual market. What I can do is, maybe I should go to the discussion, and then maybe I can create a poll, at least about my idea. Okay, but make sure I have the poll options unchecked here. So while I'm doing my planning, while I'm doing my short listing a while ago, or screening, I found out that Meg actually already have contracts with Meg, Davin, DMCI. No, not yet DMCI. We don't have contracts yet for DMCI. So maybe I can write something about DMCI. So it closed at 12.3. So what will be the next movement on the next 2 weeks or 4 weeks for DMCI? Will it be above 12.3 or will it be below 12.3 in the next 4 weeks? Okay, let's move it here. Natakpan na. Yeah. So, ayan. So right now, I'm going to create a contract for DMCI. Maybe, what's the day? Feb 28, 2016. DMCI. Okay. Because there's nothing much to do in the market. So I'll go to the Tirador exchange. Close price at 2 the Canyon 12.3. What will I put in? DMCI. DMCI will go above long if this is my contract. If DMCI will go above W3, short if DMCI will go below W3. Cut off. Probably cut off is let me check my calendar. I'm checking my calendar. Okay, by the way, if you're using a calendar, there's an application called Cal. Okay. It's very simple. So perhaps my cutoff is March 12, 2016. Maturity. March 26, 2016. Alright. Stake bid 1,500 per share or per unit, because you can actually bid as many as you want. And then I'll put in the security name 03 2016 0326 DMCI. Okay, that is my security name. Long or short? Yeah. Okay. So this is how the contract is done in Tirador Exchange. Because I don't have anything to do with the market for the next week and the next coming week, because all of my plans were already executed, and probably we're just going to take profits in the next few days or next few weeks. Okay, what's going on with my connection? Still off. Wow, I'm still streaming. Yeah. Okay, it's green. So now I'm going to post. I'm going to post my contract. So now I already posted my contract, DMCI. So it's not Tirador Exchange. So maybe I should vote short, because somehow I have an idea on what's going to happen. Just refresh. Okay, I think we're done with the planning, because that's what the whole process is all about. If you don't have any or if you don't have something to execute, you don't have something to do for the next week, uh, just create a contract at Tirador Exchange. So I'm taking a minute break. right, our next session, next half of the session is about. Let me do a presentation now. Common versus preferred shares. Okay. So you are trading in the stock market. Dapat alam common versus preferred shares. Ano ba yung common shares and ano ba yung preferred shares? Okay. So common shares. Common shares, also known as ordinary shares. These are the shares that you usually buy or sell or trade in the stock market. Okay. So when you buy, an example of a common share is when you buy SMC instead of SMC2 or SMCA, then you're buying the common share. And when you're buying AC or Ayala Corporation and not the ACP or something else, then you're buying the common share. If you're buying the telephone PLDT, if you're buying that is a common share. If you're buying TELV, that is something else, that is a preferred share. But we'll go to that later. So common share has lower priority in ownership structure. What does it mean? If a company got liquidated or went bankrupt, the common shareholders will be paid last. Okay? Will be paid last to whatever the company owes them. So they have lower priority in ownership structure. So sila yung huling babayaran sa mga utang o kung ano man ang obligasyon ng company sa kanila. And then common shares can exercise voting rights. Okay, so meaning, as a common shareholder, I can vote for the director. I can exercise my rights to, of course, to vote. And to what? Exercise your rights to what? To offerings. So let me go down through my notes. Yeah. Okay, so you have a right to two types of voting: the statutory voting and the cumulative voting. So from the statutory voting, a stockholder may vote for every directorship a maximum number of votes equal to the number of shares he owns or she owns. So that's statutory voting. Cumulative voting, under cumulative voting, the stockholder may spread his total votes among the number of positions to